Call to order this Ames Parks and Recreation Commission meeting on Thursday, December 17th, 2020. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this will be an electronic meeting. If you wish to provide input on any item, you may do so as a video participant by going to zoom.us/j/950-338-16272 or by telephone by dialing area code 312-626-6799. You may also view the meeting online at the following sites: youtube.com/Ames Channel 12 and cityofames.org/Channel 12, or by watching the meeting live on Mediacom Channel 12. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from November 19th, 2020. Keith has sent out the minutes from December. They are available, but they have not been approved. They are not on this agenda for approval, so we'll approve them at the January meeting. So this motion is just to approve the minutes from November 19th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from November 19th.
I'll second.
Okay, Sarah Litwiller makes the motion and Nathan seconds. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes from the November 19th, 2020 meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Seeing none, the motion carries. Next item on the agenda is public forum, and this is for items not on the agenda, and there may be some members of the public that wish to provide feedback on other agenda items, but if you have additional feedback, this is the time.
There is nobody with their hand raised.
Okay. Okay, seeing no one for the public forum, we'll go ahead and close public forum. Next item on the agenda is a motion to approve or deny the request from Iowa Multisport regarding the Ames Triathlon at Ada Hayden Heritage Park on June 27th, 2021.
Good afternoon, commissioners. Hope you're doing well. Wanted to update you as outlined in the commission action form. Back in 2019, June of 2019, Iowa Multisport hosted the first ever Ames Triathlon here at Ada Hayden Heritage Park. And some of you were on the commission, some of you were not, but just a brief overview. We've never allowed, it's a city ordinance that prohibits swimming in the Ada Hayden Lake. And there was a lot of debate as to whether we allow it or not. We ended up allowing it. And met with Iowa Multisport, who is hosting the event multiple times to discuss a safety plan, go over their whole plan for the entire event, and the event went off without a hitch. Everything went really well, and as outlined in the commission action form, their safety plan was in place, and it was the event was very, very, very successful. They would like to host another event in July of 2021, or June 27th of 21, and like to host the same event. They're going to be looking at obviously all the concerns with COVID right now, if they're allowed to even have the event. But in regards to this commission action form, what specifically what's being brought before you this afternoon is to waive the enforcement of the no swimming rule at the North Lake from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. On June 27th, and then also approve Iowa Multisport to set up early, starting at 4 a.m. on that Sunday, and then the commission approves or denies the recommendation to City Council to allow Iowa Multisport to utilize a golf cart. And the reason why the golf cart is important is after observing what they have to do, there's different water stations throughout the running course at Ada Hayden, and they had to walk all that stuff water jugs, tables, ice to all those locations. And we realized that it probably wasn't, luckily no one was hurt or injured. But if in that situation, it would have been nice to have a golf cart. So they are asking for a use of a golf cart at Ada Hayden for that event in June. So our recommendation is to approve alternative 1.
I guess I would also add, Joshua, is that in 2020, they were approved to use the golf cart. The commission had recommended City Council. City Council did approve the use of the golf cart in 2020, but again, because of COVID, they were not able to do the event. So there is some precedence for making this recommendation to City Council.
Thank you, Keith.
Alex is on board here, so if Alex wanted to say anything.
Sure. Oh, there he is. Okay, you're muted.
You're
You're
muted,
muted, Alex. There you go.
Vaccines starting to roll out, we're optimistic that we'll be able to return outdoor sporting events. So I would answer any questions that anyone has in regards to the race.
I don't know if everybody can hear Alex very well. Can you guys hear Alex?
No.
I have to turn my volume way up, Alex. I don't know if there's something you can do on your end.
Is it better now?
Yes.
My
Okay.
ears hurt now.
Okay, all right, sorry. I'll just say it again. Thanks for the opportunity in 2019. We were really happy with it. We were bummed that we couldn't do it in 2020, but there was a pandemic, so it was appropriate not to do it. We did do a few triathlons this past summer when COVID allowed, but with vaccines going into people's arms, now we're optimistic about being able to return to play and get in some outdoor sporting events this summer. So does anybody have any questions about the event?
No, I think the feedback from the first event was pretty universally positive. And from staff and from participants. So, I know you guys expect to put on a similarly well-run event. So, yeah. Cool. Any other questions for Alex? Would anyone care to make a motion?
Sorry, I'll just ask one question. Has there been any change from the Friends of Ada Hayden in their support of this event?
Keith, do you want to answer this question? Keith will be able to word it better than I could.
Yeah. So with it, Ada Hayden, the Friends of Ada Hayden would still like to not see any swimming, in the lake for the same reasons that they opposed it the last time, and that's the safety was the main thing. But I know some of the members and having conversations with them, after watching the event, they did feel that it went very well from that standpoint. But they still feel that swimming should not happen because of the safety issues. No, Alex, did you reach out and have any conversation, with the Friends group?
We always have an open door for them. Happy to work with them. If there's anything we can do to accommodate or minimize any impacts there would be in the park, we'd be more than happy to do that. We felt like we took extra efforts to make sure that we left no trace in 2019, and I think that's what happened. So we would, just look forward to the opportunity to do that again. And we're always open-minded and ready to chat about anything we can do better.
Alex, maybe you could also mention about, you did have on your registration form in 2019, you did have people could make donations for something in that Ada Hayden.
Yep. We raised about $1,000, I believe, for Access Ada Hayden, which would be the assisted boat launch that via capital improvement project at Ada Hayden. We're planning to do that again this year through our registration stream. And again, just kind of backing up, one of the things that's really awesome and unique about Ada Hayden as it relates to triathlon is its accessibility. So para triathletes can participate, and that's unique to a lot of venues where triathlons happen in the state. So it's a really good prime location for that. So we're happy to be able to support that project.
Great, thank you, Alex. Would anyone, no other questions for Alex? Would anyone care to make a motion?
This is Ludwig. I'll move to approve alternative 1.
Anyone second?
Second.
Nathan second. Okay, so Jacob moves to approve alternative 1 and Nathan seconds. Is there any discussion regarding the motion to approve alternative 1? Nope. Okay. All in favor of approving alternative 1, which is to waive enforcement of the no swimming rule at Ada Hayden Heritage Park on Sunday, June 27th, 2021 from 7 to 10 a.m. and to approve Iowa Multisport to enter Ada Hayden Heritage Park at 4 a.m. on Sunday, June 27th to begin event setup, and recommend that City Council waive enforcement of Ordinance 19.9 from 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Sunday, June 27th to allow Iowa Multisport to utilize 2 golf carts. Contingent on there being any COVID-related or city-related COVID restrictions at that time. All in favor of the motion to approve alternative 1, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Seeing none, the motion carries. Thank you, Alex, and fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed for sure. Thanks again. Be safe, everybody.
We'll have to see it. Yeah, have a great rest of your evening.
Yep, thank you.
Alex.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is a review of City Council's decision regarding application for the Iowa Reinvestment District Program, which would include a downtown plaza and an indoor aquatic center. And this is discussion of the staff report that is for the City Council that is attached.
Yeah, I'll just go through a few things. We discussed this on December 3rd at the workshop, in regards to the city manager, gave an overview of the reinvestment district, and the staff report, speaks to that as well. So again, with the reinvestment district, is the use of the Iowa Economic Development Authority allows communities to use the hotel motel tax, and sales tax from new development, which would be along Lincoln Way, and with it, you generate millions of dollars, potentially, and that money could be used for indoor aquatic center. The Downtown Plaza aspect, that is going to be funded through City of Ames funding. So we're not looking to use that hotel motel tax, for that project. So City Council, did approve option 1, which is listed in that staff report, to move forward, and also with it to go through the pre-application. And again, pre-application is due at the kind of the later part of February, and then we will not know the results of that, until a year from now. We'll know if they have interest in the project, but then we'll have to do, give more information throughout the year and submit a final application. And we won't know the result of that until probably about a year from now. So as of right now, so that's council did approve that option, and with it, there has been a kickoff meeting with Confluence just yesterday to have conversation with Confluence about the Downtown Plaza. We have held a kickoff meeting with RDG in regards to the indoor aquatic center, and we've also had a second meeting with RDG to discuss just the program spaces and sizes of the indoor aquatic center. And again, generally with the indoor aquatic center, we're taking the footprint of the Healthy Life Center from the aquatics piece and using that as a starting point. We have asked them to add in about a 2,000 square foot multi-purpose room, and we'll have the entryway, kind of the check-in lobby, control desk. We'll have maybe a little lobby and things, but pretty much just coming off that, we're still looking at about 44,000 square feet for the indoor aquatic center, and they will be bringing to us to staff a kind of a first shot at a concept that would fit on that site, which is the DOT site north of Lincoln Way. They'll be doing that on January 6th, I believe is the day. So they'll be giving us kind of a concept and some different site options of how everything could fit on that location. So that's kind of where we're at. And when we met on December 3rd, mentioned that we would bring this back and let you know what the council decided and see if there were any other conversations or questions or comments regarding the Reinvestment District and the indoor aquatic center. And we have shared your comments from that December 3rd meeting. We have shared those with RDG in regards to what was said. So they already have that information. Any questions, comments? Again, this is a really quick turnaround time. I guess I will say, just from a timeline standpoint, I mentioned the January 6th meeting. They'll share some concepts, some site options. We'll give them feedback. They'll take that information, do some refining. They'll bring that back to us on January 18th, which is a Monday. Kind of give us, some, like I said, those refinements, and they'll give us some renderings, some exterior renderings, some floor plan, options. And then what we will be doing is, because this is close to the Oak to Riverside neighborhood, that association is very active. So we'll be reaching out to that association, and we're looking at on Wednesday, January 20th, having a neighborhood meeting via Zoom with the neighborhood, and just to explain the project and answer any questions and listen to their concerns. And then we will be taking this information to City Council on January 26th. Because it's a larger project, with it, we're going to do this on the 26th and have have a conversation with City Council. We'll get their feedback, and then RDG will take some additional time to incorporate any comments that they hear from council and also from the neighborhood association. And then they'll do that refinement, and then we'll be taking kind of a final look to council on February 9th. That's on February 9th is when we're going to take the application, to council, and that will have the indoor aquatic center. We won't spend a lot of time on the 9th because they will hopefully have done a lot of review on the 26th. but that will be the first time that City Council will see any plans associated with the Downtown Plaza. So there will be more time, related to that. Hopefully by that time as well, because one of the things that we had discussed, with the Indoor Aquatic Center, this could be in the staff report, showed about a $22 million project. And that showed also $10 million with private donations. 2 of it is money that we have through the Guido Winokur money that was donated to us from her estate, and then the president of the Ames Chamber of Commerce has volunteered to take the lead to reach out and try to secure $8 million in private donations, from people that were willing to donate money to the Healthy Life Center. So we need to have some signed pledges, have all everything, cost estimates, and everything that will be going to council on the 9th, and then this February 22nd is the time we'll submit that application. So a lot of information, exciting, to have this opportunity like we talked about on December 3rd. But are there any questions or comments that anybody has?
Keith, can you explain the plaza a little bit more? Because some of the things that I heard some of the city councilors saying, it sounds more like something that Public Works would take care of and not really be a designated park.
Yeah. So the Downtown Plaza, and we had at a prior council meeting had discussion about what vision City Council had for a Downtown Plaza, and some of the things they talked about, they wanted to be kind of a central hub for downtown. They wanted to draw people, if they come down to the plaza, that they will then maybe extend their stay and go and frequent some of the downtown businesses. On the flip side, if people come down for downtown, they're shopping, eating, whatever it might be, maybe they extend their stay and then go to the plaza. So the plaza is going to be a variety of things. They want it to be a gathering space. There will be a combination. There will be some concrete. There will be some green vegetation, grass, trees, so on. They want to incorporate some artwork. They want to create some activity, there. They're looking at, potentially it could be a splash pad in the summertime, and that splash pad could convert to an ice rink in the wintertime, something maybe 50 by 100 where people could skate. They want a restroom, there. So there's all of that is still yet to be determined. In our conversation with the Confluence yesterday, there were a lot of ideas thrown out. Potentially on the east side of the property is the parking lot right across from City Hall, and that could be a wall that would help separate the plaza from the First National Bank. But they talked about potentially having artwork, that maybe different artists would do some artwork, and that would be displayed on that wall. Maybe there's a live wall, with vegetation. So there has been conversation, Dwayne. That gives you an overview of some of the things that was discussed. But there has been conversation about, should it be Public Works, should it be Parks and Recreation, with some of the amenities that are going to be in there. Obviously, grass. We take care of not only the grass in the park system, but also in the right of way. So any turf, we have turf specialists on staff. Public Works does not. So it makes sense for us to do that. We have, a city forester, so taking care of the trees, makes sense. With the restroom or some of the other facilities, those are things that we take care of as well, because we do have restrooms in the park system. So through the conversations, it's just a lot of what could potentially be in there are things that we're already doing. So it has been determined that, we would take care of it. However, if there are things that we need assistance on from Public Works, we do that already, throughout the park system and with other projects where sometimes Public Works comes over and helps us, and then there's times when we go and help them on things that they need, extra manpower. So that's kind of the path we're moving down, and there is conversation also that there could be a shelter, there could be a shade structure. Again, those are things that that we do take care of, trash pickup and so on. So does that kind of answer your question, Dwayne?
Yes, thank you.
Kind of a long roundabout way to get there, but I think it helps to give an overview of what might be in the plaza to better explain that answer.
Yeah, I think, from my standpoint, I think we covered a lot about the concepts, especially with the aquatic center on December 3rd. From my standpoint, I think it'll be a little bit more cohesive once we do have a few initial renderings, and then there might be some additional ideas of how to use the site to its the full extent or whatever. So, but I don't think I have a ton more questions now than what we discussed with Steve at the previous meeting. So
nothing else?
any other, do you need any feedback from us for council, or this is just
Nope, no action.
FYI?
Yep, no action is needed. Just wanted to give an update, and we'll have this on the agenda for future meetings as well. Just to keep giving an update, and if there is something, even when we get the information from on the 6th to the 18th, we can share some of that, and you could just provide feedback as well.
Keith, are you going to include us in the neighborhood meeting Zoom?
Yes, yeah, I will send that information to you. Staff will lead the meeting. We'll have the information, but yeah, commission can join in and listen to the comments, because at some point council may come back and ask the commission or to weigh in on any of on some of this. So it'll be good timing, because we'll do the meeting on the 20th, and then commission will have a meeting on the 21st, the very next day. So we could have some discussion, and if there are comments that you wanted to share, or make sure that city council understands where you're coming from, we'd be able to take that on the 26th.
Okay. Any other feedback or discussion on this staff report? Okay, next item on the agenda is discussion regarding the splash pad and city council's direction to go with a recirculation system.
Yeah, so with this one, and again, in the staff report that was attached with the materials, a lot of information. There were 3 different systems that are available. There's the recirculation system, and basically that is just like a pool. The water gets used, it gets put back into a tank, it gets filtered, gets recirculated, and then put back out through the features. There is a flow-through system Whereas the flow through system, the water goes through the features and then it just either goes down to the sanitary sewer or to the storm sewer with it. And then the repurpose option is just like the flow through, but the water does you go to a holding tank, or in some cases people will have an irrigation pond, that water goes to. It does catch a little treatment before it goes to either that holding tank or the irrigation pond. But one of the things with that is with the repurpose is it was the amount of water that's generated in a day could be 65 to 70,000 gallons of water. When we're out watering, trees and flower gardens, we might use 3, maybe 5,000 gallons in a day. So it would be a lot of water to try to store, and a lot of it would still go down, into the sewer. The flow through, just to give you some idea, the flow through over the course of the summer or course of the season, would generate, or use somewhere 65 or 6.57 million gallons of water. The recirculation system, in comparison, only uses about a tenth of that. So it's a lot less water used. There is the water cost, would have added probably another $50,000, and this is all in the staff report, another $50,000 to our operational budget, which is pretty tight, already. Whereas the recirculation system is, doesn't add that much. We do have some staff time associated with it because we will have to do chemical checks and so on. But with all things, considered, city council, just with trying to conserve water and, doing a climate action plan, that they're working on right now. With all of those factors, city council did direct staff to go with a recirculation system. Now with that, we have $330,000, for this project, $30,000 for design, $300,000 for construction. Just with the example that we had put into the staff report, construction costs were $350,000, and then if you did the recirculation system, it'd be another $150,000, so $500,000 for construction. So we will need to get another $200,000, through funding. We did have a conversation just this afternoon in regards to the CIP, the capital improvement plan, and some of the things that we needed to do. There are some savings from the general fund, and it looks like we'll be able to get the additional $200,000 through those general fund savings, to be able to do the recirculation system. I think one other thing, that just need to mention with the recirculation system, and we put a lot of pros and cons, on each of these. But one of the things that is required with the recirc system is that you do need to have restrooms within a certain, I think within 200 feet, and it has to be a direct sight line, of the splash pad. So it really limits where we can put this. I know we talked about Hera Park, but without restrooms there, it's not a good option. So we did look at 2 areas, potentially Emma McCarthy Lee Park, and then also Daly Park. And staff is leaning a little bit to Daly Park. We actually already have received some correspondence from people on the west side of town in favor of adding it to Daly Park, just to bring some additional recreational features, to that side of town. So, but this is something that we will get additional information, together and bring this to you in January to get more feedback, and we'll let individuals know. Probably send something out to the Daly neighborhood, the Emma McCarthy Lee neighborhood, just to let them know that we are thinking about this, and they can join that Zoom meeting and provide feedback, to commission because we will be looking to you to help us decide on the location for this feature. So, any questions about any of this?
I mean, I assume the conversation about the recirculating system was just focused on water. Well, like, I mean, you're putting a lot of water into the sewer system, and we're always concerned about like overloading the system, and then just water conservation in general, that it's just a better all-around plan. Or was there additional conversation about why go this route versus the flow-through system?
Yeah, I think that was the council really looked at those two items, that you just mentioned, and the water conservation. Obviously, when they see 6 million gallons, 7 million gallons of water, being used, and just put down the sanitary sewer, and then you have to treat it again, that was a concern. Obviously, in the staff report, we did talk about maintenance and other expenses and some other items to consider. But that was where council really looked at it, was water conservation was a big thing.
Maybe if I can make a comment here. As far as public health goes, I totally see why a recirculation system falls under a pool. And our end user of the splash pad is going to be toddlers. So as far as public health goes, I mean, there's going to be no provision to shut this, splash pad down if there's a contamination. So I see why a flow through would be more beneficial. So if council's so concerned about water, maybe why don't we just have less features that use less GPMs versus, spending the additional resources for recirculation that may not be as healthy for the people using it.
Yeah, and that was cited in the information as well. But as far as the less features, one of the things that with these splash pads is we don't want to put something out there that if there's less features, it's using less water, then it doesn't become very attractive. So that was a conversation that we had as well. And again, looking at getting feedback from our colleagues across the state, and also looking to manufacturers what they're seeing. So the more features, the more opportunities for people, the more it gets used, and that's really what we want, is we want it to be used. So there's no good one option, Nathan, in regards to this, because and you saw with the pros and cons that were listed in the staff report, it's like, oh, that makes sense, but then you look to the other one, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. So it's really what is the top priorities, with it, and based on all of that, council did go with the recirculation system.
Thanks, Keith.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other discussion on the splash pad project? Okay, next item on the agenda is capital improvement plan update.
Yeah, so with that, like I mentioned a little bit ago, we did meet with the city manager's office, city manager Steve Shanker, assistant city manager Deb Shildroth, and then several representatives from the finance department, just in regards to our capital improvement draft, the CIP, and really went through it fairly quickly. The local option sales tax is looking pretty good, from a funding standpoint. So there really weren't a lot of questions. One of the things I do want to give an update on is, at the last meeting, there was some question or conversation about moving the climbing boulder and the parkour equipment, up to maybe year 3, with it. And with that right now, we did not do that. And just for a couple of reasons. When we looked at it, it seemed to be very difficult to try to, what do we move, and because some of the things when we put this together, there's a lot of conversation, and there are some things there that from a maintenance standpoint that need to be done, so we can continue with providing the same service level. But one of the things too is we talked about kind of the ninja course, that kind of ties in a little bit with the parkour equipment. So that is one thing that we did talk about today, is actually doing that and getting some additional money to be able to put one of those courses in. And if we do, Kelly's comments were that really does kind of address, some of the parkour equipment. And with it, now we do have it slated for Ines Grove, but we did have conversation also, is would it be better to put in another park because of the Miracle Park, the Miracle Field, we've got the sand volleyball courts, do we want to continue to put things into Ines Grove? So we will be having conversation, and we'll bring this to you in January as well, in regards to maybe an alternate location, for that parkour equipment. And we did talk about different options with it. Ellen McCarthy Lee, potentially Hera Park. We talked about Lloyd Kurtz. We talked about Carr Park. So what we'll do is we'll look at all these different options or alternatives for that, do the pros and cons, and we'll bring that to you. Getting back to the climbing boulder, one of the things, even if we were to put it in year 3, what we could do is next year is we could plug it in or move it up, which we do a lot of times. So even if it's in year 5 this year, goes up to year 4, we could move it up to year 3 or year 2, next year. But one of the things that staff had some concerns or conversation about was with the climbing boulder. We really haven't seen these, in use. And what we really want to do is, before we put it too far up in the CIP, we really want to reach out and try to find, some colleagues across the state, across the country, and really find out, hey, if you put one of these in, how well used are they? Is it one of those things that we spend $50,000 to $100,000 for the equipment and surfacing, and it's great for a month or two, and then it just sits there and doesn't get used? So we just don't have a lot of experience with it. So based on those reasons, we decided to keep it in year 5, but we'll do some research over the next year. And with that, if we need to move it up, we can move it up next year when we develop the CIP at that time. So I know it's not exactly what council or commission wanted, but that's just through our conversations. I know Kelly or Joshua, do you have anything to add to that? So really, with that said, the draft that we shared with commission on December 3rd, again, pretty much got the green light with it today, and that's what we'll, unless something really drastic changes, that's what we will be presenting to City Council in January. So I would be glad to answer any questions or listening comments or concerns that commissioners have.
No, I think that makes sense. It was an idea that kind of came late in the CIP process, and I think that's reasonable if you want more time to investigate other similar features elsewhere and get some more ideas about how we can make it happen here in a way that it'll be enjoyed.
Yep.
Okay, any other discussion on CIP items? Okay. Next item on the agenda is the pandemic update relating to the governor's proclamation and a review of the results of a survey regarding participating in indoor programs.
Hey, I just want to make a comment real quick. I have to hop off. I have a company Christmas party that I need to go in Ankeny, so I can call in though if there's any, like, if we need to make any other motions that you need my vote on. I would be more than welcome to call in.
The only one that we have really is the commission meeting for January, whether it's virtually or in person. I guess you could take it out of order if you want, Sarah.
Okay. Let's do. Okay, so let's skip over the pandemic update and go to item 9. Motion to hold the Parks and Rec Commission January 21st meeting virtually or in person. Would anyone care to make a motion regarding that?
I'll move to continue meeting online for January.
Second.
All right, a motion from Eve and a second from Dwayne. All in favor of holding the January 21st, 2021 meeting online, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Seeing none, the motion carries, and we will have our January 21st meeting online. So, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. We'll
Have a good holiday,
see you in
Sarah.
January.
Same to you. We'll talk to you in the new year.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Okay. So we'll go back to item 8, a pandemic update regarding the governor's proclamations and a review of the survey regarding indoor programs.
Good evening, commissioners. I believe since we met last time in November, the governor has issued 2 proclamations. The first one was on December 9th, and I'll just go through the changes that affected us as a Parks and Recreation department. The first one was she did allow youth and adult sport and recreational leagues, practices, games to resume. So we did have, at the ice arena, we had practice starting last Friday. We had games. We were back into the full swing of activities at the Ames ISU Ice Arena. Our youth basketball program did pick up as well. We started practices last Saturday morning as well. We're not going to resume games until after the new year, but we did resume practices. The other thing was she did institute a spectator limit of 2 spectators per athlete. We were already doing that at our facilities at the Ames ISU Ice Arena. We do have a spectator limit of 2 per skater, and for our youth basketball program, we do have 2 spectators per participant as well. So we had instituted that when we started our seasons. So that was on December 9th proclamation. She did update another proclamation yesterday. She expanded the spectator limit just a little bit. So instead of 2 per athlete, it is now per household. So if you have 4 in your household and the athlete, all 4 would be able to attend the event. So it's based on household now. She also did eliminate the restrictions for gatherings. Previously, she had gathering sizes of 30 outdoors and 15 indoors. So she did eliminate that with the proclamation that came out yesterday. With the proclamation, we can be more restrictive. We just can't be less restrictive. So we still plan to have the spectator limit at the ice arena of 2 per skater. And also for our youth basketball program, we're going to keep it to 2 spectators per athlete there as well. We do have some capacity limits both at the ice arena and also at the community center gymnasium where we're holding our games. So we'll be sticking with our original rule of 2 per athlete. As far as the survey goes, the survey was emailed to all of our household database list. It was also posted on Facebook. It was sent out in early November, and I believe it was due back November 10th. People had to respond by. As you can see from the survey results, most people, the majority, just aren't ready to come back to indoor programs and indoor facilities yet. And we're definitely seeing that in program registrations, that people just aren't ready to return to programs yet. Wellness programs are one that, we have had a good return of people, but we also have a number of people who are registering and taking virtual fitness classes. So that's the big difference there. As far as the comments go, there were comments about, things that we're already doing. Obviously, we have a mask mandate. We're socially distancing participants. We have plenty of hand sanitizer wipes. So we're doing all of those things. So, there was some good feedback in there. Some of the time gaps that were kind of close. So we'll look to change some of that and have more time between classes so people aren't passing and mixing classes. But other than that, we hope, in the spring, the results look different and people are more ready to come back and participate in programs. Sure, happy to answer any questions you have on the governor's proclamations, programs, facilities, or the survey.
I guess I would just add one thing, Kelly. Talking about when the governor on December 9th did allow practices and so on. Another one of our we call a major user group at Municipal Pool is AIM Cyclone Aquatics Club, ACAC. So they had been limited as to how many people they could be having, for practice and so on. But as of Friday as well, they started back up and doing their practices as normal, still with COVID guidelines, that either they have in place or we have in place. So that was another group that got back to a little bit more of normal with the governor's proclamation.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. Any other questions or discussion on that? Seems like it's pretty in line with the general sentiment, so. Okay, we already did item 9. Item 10 is project updates.
Yeah, one of the things that we wanted to do is, obviously, we still have a lot of projects that are happening. But one of them that we want to do is share with the clubhouse, and so I don't know, the thing between Joshua and I, we can kind of just walk you through some of these. Everybody see that? Is that what you see up on the screen? So that is obviously the rendering of what the clubhouse, it should be looking like when it's done. So this again was the current or the previous clubhouse. See, the restrooms were separate, over here on the left side of the picture, and then the clubhouse, which was an old house that was moved to the site. That's what it did look like. Then obviously in August we did burn, the clubhouse. You can see some pretty good flames. They started with the restroom and then kind of moved over and they got the house started as well. From there, that was after they cleaned the debris and everything, had more of a clean site. This is looking at where the basement, where you entered into the basement and so on. This over here is more where you would have come up right here, come up into the entrance of the clubhouse. From there, obviously we had the groundbreaking. You got Dwayne and Sarah both in the picture, and then helping out the mayor and some commission or council members as well. Kind of kick things off, and you can see already some of the dirt that they had back here. They had already started some excavation, on the project. So Joshua, do you want to take it from here? I'll flip the pictures, but you can give a little bit more of a description.
Sure. What they're doing here is putting in the footings. In this area is where the basement is. Currently, what we did is if you're not familiar with footings, they're what they call a T footing. So it's basically an upside down T. If you want to have a picture in your mind, and then on the right picture, it's really difficult to see, but you can see that there's right where that gentleman's with the yellow shirt is wearing. There's sleeves in there, so we can bring utilities in through those sleeves through the foundation. As you can see in this the picture on the left is the walls for the basement being formed up, and then in the front part of that is the front part where the pro shop, the concession area is going to be. That's going to be slab on grade concrete, and then the picture on the right, those slabs that are, so you got the walls that are formed up. The first part is the concession area, the pro shop area, but behind that is the beginnings of the main floor where the bathrooms are at, and also the community room is going to be placed. On top of that is our precast concrete slabs that were brought in. They were brought in a crane, and they dropped those on top that span that entire basement. Now there's no beams or support posts in the basement to hold that up. They're all precast slabs, are able to withstand that weight. In this picture, basically another picture is of the main floor, and then on the picture on the right shows the completed main floor with the concrete. So after they put on the precast slabs that go over the basement, they put a 2-inch cement layer called a topping slab over that, and then they filled in the area where the pro shop and the concession area is, and then poured 6 inches of concrete over that.
Can you talk about these over here, Joshua?
Oh, on the west side of the building are stoops for the doors. So there's going to be 2 doors on the west side of the building, go out to the patio, one from the community room and one from the pro shop area. In this picture, you're seeing the geothermal wells being dug. There are 8 wells that are being placed, or there were 8 wells that were dug. They go about 300 feet deep, and actually they went through multiple feet, potentially hundreds of feet of bedrock. So they had some tough drilling, and they spent about 2 weeks drilling those wells. And actually, on one of them, they got about 280 feet in the ground and it collapsed. So they had to actually move over and start over and do another one. So they weren't very happy that they had to dig another well. And then you can see here they started. This is the framing of obviously of the walls. The walls are about 12, almost 13 feet tall. So it's going to be a very high ceiling facility. It's going to look really, really neat. It's 2x6 construction. And then if you can see on the picture on the left,
I think this is Joshua that froze up. Did the Wi-Fi go down at the Parks and Rec?
Lost it.
They're all frozen.
Oh no!
That's right.
Hurry, Sarah, adjourn.
Well, that was a great meeting, y'all.
Quick, before they get back.
At least we're almost done, I guess. Oh, wait.
Here they come.
Hey, everybody's back. Okay, we're gonna adjourn.
All right, Josh, we're done.
Teachers came back.
So were you able to hear Joshua or me?
No.
No, you both dropped at the same time. Yeah.
All of you were frozen.
wow.
All right, must be out here. So Joshua, why don't you pick up right here then?
Okay, I don't know.
Left off.
I don't know what picture you're on.
You were just talking about the geothermal having to drill another well.
Oh wow, that really cut out. Wow, I did a lot of talking after that.
Right? There might have been a little after that.
Would you guys
Slide
see,
10.
are you seeing any pictures? What picture are you seeing right now?
No, it's not sharing yet.
Oh, all right. Well, why don't I see if I can reshare it. Well, why don't you just go ahead, Joshua, and keep talking.
Okay, so you guys heard my GeoWell speech? Geothermal well? Okay. What was the next part? Oh, they started framing the walls about a week and a half ago. The walls are about 12 foot tall. There's going to be really big, large windows. So the scenery from the inside is going to be really, really neat. It's going to have views of the south side, the west side, and the north side of the golf course. So it's going to be really, really pretty. And then, yeah, and that's what you're seeing in this picture. The basement, that's a basement garage door. It's going to hold about 18 carts. It's quite large. There's also a storage room down there that's about probably 12 by 12, and then another mechanical room where obviously the geothermal is, and all of our sprinkler system water, other utilities are coming in there as well. Okay, this picture here, you can see that they've put on the roof trusses. They're going to be it's like an open truss when you walk in the building, so those will be exposed. They're natural colored right now, but they will be stained. You got stained, and then and then you can see on the picture on the right where the whole roof it's completed now as far as the roof panels, and on those roof they did what they call SIPs, or structural insulated panels, and so it's basically a 1/2-inch plywood sandwiched on the outside of 8-inch styrofoam. So they brought in these big panels, and they lift them up there with a crane, and then they just screw them in place. Another picture here, you can see that they have finished paneling the west side of the building, and you can see the openings there for the windows. Those are going to be really, really neat. If you get a chance, you can drive out to the course and look and see the construction, see what's going on. It's going to be a really, really neat building. And this is the interior. The picture on the left basically goes from south to north. That tree in the background is basically going to be where the fireplace is going to be. And then on the picture on the right, shows your 2 restrooms, then a hallway down to the basement, custodial closet, and then also a storage room.
The last picture, right?
Yep.
So, any questions for Joshua or me in regards to that? It's coming along. They are behind schedule, so hopefully they can start getting things enclosed and really be picking up once it's enclosed, and hopefully get back on schedule so we can open April 1st. That was really the only update we wanted to give you, because we do think it's kind of neat, watching the progression, and it's going to be a great facility for us when it's all said and done.
Great. Yeah, no, it looks great. Thank you, Joshua, for the update. So it'll be exciting. Okay. Any other questions for Joshua? Next item on the agenda is monthly report.
Just Kelly or Joshua, you have anything or any questions from commissioners?
Just want to let the commissioners know and the public know that we are planning to set up and have 2 outdoor ice rinks at South River Valley. The walls are set up right now. We're kind of waiting for it to cool off. The liners will be placed yet this week with water being filled hopefully tomorrow, and then hopefully we get some cooler temperatures and we can get it to freeze. But it's not looking good for a little bit. But we wanted to get it in before the Christmas holiday, just because we might have some staff that's out just for vacation. But we want to get it done. But we'll be alerting the public, letting people know on our Facebook page when the rinks are ready to go.
We'll post it on our website as well. And we just also if anybody's watching out there, is if we have anything up that says do not go on the ice, please do not go on the ice. Because if it's not frozen solid and somebody breaks through with their ice skates and cuts the liner, that is not a good thing. So really pay attention and follow whatever rules, whatever signs we have out there in regard to use.
And then one more thing, our staff cleared staff and public works staff cleared obviously the streets up this weekend from the snow. We just want people to realize that there is snow that melts and it refreezes, and we just want people to be careful when they're out there on the bike pass, shared use pass, and park pass. Just be careful. We're not perfect. There's things that are out of our control. We just want people to be careful when they're out there exercising, having fun, enjoying the parks.
And I would just encourage, if you're looking for a program, whether a youth program or adult program, we will have new sessions starting here in January after the first of the year. Easy to access right from our homepage right there, www.amesparkrec.org. Whether you're looking for a fitness class, we're going to be doing some youth dance and gymnastics, adult volleyball. So I'd encourage you to visit our website.
Great, thank you, Kelly and Joshua. Anything else? Okay. All right. Next item is the commission member comments. I have a question about the bridge in Emma McCarthy, because I always do. Has FEMA approved it yet?
No, they haven't. So we were required by FEMA to complete an phase 1 environmental study, and the State Historical Preservation Committee has to review it first, and they have to approve it. And they are given 30 days. That was about December 1st. Yeah, so about December 1st, it was given to them. In my opinion, it's a no-brainer. It's gonna pass. I mean, it's gonna get approved. It's just they have that amount of time to approve it. I'm expecting approval for the project, hopeful, early January. Unfortunately, just the way the contractor has another project, so more than likely the project won't start till April. That was their estimate. But.
And then it's only like a 6-week project, right? Like once it gets going.
Yeah, it's not going to take very long.
Yeah.
You know, the bridge is currently being constructed out in Montana, so they'll just ship that in, and then hopefully they won't ship it in before the pilings are done. They'll just ship it in and bring a crane in and just drop it right there on the bridge piles.
Okay. Well, that's an update. You know, that's time.
And the benefit, the good thing out of this is that we're going to potentially get another $30,000 or so. If you remember, we will receive under $30,000 originally, and then with this improved project, we're supposed to get another approximate $30,000. So, you know, the project is fully funded already. It just helps kind of offset obviously some of our other costs, and then that extra money just goes back into our bank account that we can use on other projects.
Good. Yeah, we were back in the woods and saw the turning over of all the paths back to wood chips, and yeah, it looks good back there. So yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, that's my only comment. So any other comments or questions? Nope. Okay. Our next meeting will be Thursday, January 21st at 4 p.m. on Zoom again. All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Jacob moves to adjourn. Meeting is adjourned. See you guys next month. Happy holidays. Happy
Happy holidays,
21,
everybody.
2021.